So the Enterprise was cruising right along into the Ambergris element. Probably should have just called it the Arco incident, but they'd already used that Territin thing. And like the Territin thing, once again, they get mutated into something else. But this time it's only Spock and Kirk. So there's this planet Argo, and they're heading there because thanks to earthquakes, it became a water planet. Mostly, there's some, mountaintops peeking out of the water. So they take the Aqua Shuttle, which they probably would have just used the regular shuttle and landed it on one of the land things in the old show, if that. But how would they do the giant sea creature? Unless they had someone willing to do the time for the stop motion animation, but they didn't have the budget for that. So this was only going to be in cartoon. So anyway, this creature, they think there's no life or anything, and they're studying it. Why were they studying? There was some other planet that was similar, and they were hoping to test out solutions on that one in order to help the other one. But so anyway, yeah, giant sea monster shows up and tears up the Aqua Shuttle, and Spock and Kirk disappear. So it's all that's left is McCoy and someone else. I don't think it was Sulu. It was just some other guy. A red shirt, who didn't die. So anyway, 5 days later, they've been searching, but they never found him. And finally, they find him. So there's the smashed up Aqua Shuttle, and they're like, oh man, that don't look good. And then they find Kirk and Spock, but they're floating face down in shallow water, and it doesn't look good, does it? They pull them out, and then suddenly, they're still alive, but they can't breathe. Yes, that's because they've been turned into mermen. They have webbed hands. They didn't take their boots off, so I'm assuming their feet were webbed too. Like the man from Atlantis, when Patrick Duffy, before he went on to be JR's brother in Dallas. He was basically a ripoff of Aquaman, or Namor, either one. So anyway, that's the deal. They've mutated into sea people, and they got to keep them in an aquarium on the ship. And well, Kirk's not going to settle for that, so they got to figure out how to get back to normal. So they go down, and there's an underwater city down there, and there's all these mer people, But the thing about them is they're basically like a tribe underwater. The city has some aspects of it being advanced, but they look like they had some craft down there, at least in the artwork, but they didn't really use any of it. And I'm kind of thinking, is this a pre-warp society? Then you're interfering with them. I know it's tough. You got mutated into, fish people, but them's the breaks. Oh, well. So it turns out they're the descendants of a race that similar to all the Aquaman and Submariner stories about Atlantis, sinking into the ocean, but because of some disaster, and the populace, instead of just drowning, all turned into fish people. I mean, that's pretty convenient. Well, in this story, they explained it where they figured out how to do it, and they knew they were going to have to live underwater, so they did. However, apparently some people managed to survive on what was left of the surface, and there was some belief that they were enemies and whatnot. But the truth is, they all died out, and all that's left is the mer people down below. So anyway, that's all nice and cool and stuff, but Kirk and Spock don't give a crap about that. They just want to figure out how to undo what happened to them. And one chick there, she's sympathetic to them, so she decides to help them out. And of course, Kirk's totally going to nail that, because he's Kirk. He'll do anything. No, they don't do it, but in the old show probably would have. Anyway, there's forbidden ruins under the sea that might have the method by which they can reverse the mutation. So Kirk and Spock decide to risk it, even though it's forbidden and all that, because what do they got to lose? So, but the thing of it is, they probably should have had it where Spock had his tricorder or something, because everything is done. They just luck into stuff. They're swimming along. The girl won't go with them because she's too scared to go into the forbidden ruins, and so they're swimming along. And hey, look at that! That's probably the place. And so they go in and look around and say, hey, these cylinders look like the stuff that would have the knowledge. It's all right, let's take that. The monster attacks them, but fortunately there's another earthquake and it gets buried under rubble. All that stuff, and they make it back to the city. They've got and wouldn't you know it, the cylinders absolutely do have the knowledge in it. Well, they beam it back to the ship and use the computers to translate it, and McCoy thinks, I think I figured it out. But they need the sea monster's venom. Damn it. Well, thank God he's trapped underneath the, rubble or whatever. So they go in there and mess with him. It's still dangerous and all that crap, but they're able to get the venom and use it, and Kirk volunteers for the first test, and when you know it works, he's back to normal. So anywho, there you are. They're not fishy anymore, and they invite the I don't know, council elders or whatever to beam up, and they look at it, wow, this is amazing, and they're all impressed. We're so sorry that we were assholes to you at first. And so I guess, technically speaking, their ancestors might have been a warp capable species, so that kind of skims the surface. I don't know. But so they take what knowledge they got to go help the other planet, and you can say, hey, you Aquans can feel good about that, and they're like, yeah, we do. So there you go, everyone's happy. But here again, why didn't they just use the transporter, like last episode, or no, not the last one, the one before it. So I don't know, I just didn't think of it. So oh well. The sea monster venom did its job. Yeah, kind of wonder if later on they have some leftovers from that. But maybe not. Anyway, there you go. The Ambergris deal. The Ambergris element. Yeah. Probably should have named it after the planet Argo. That's where they went. Oh well. So there you go. They're no longer fishy. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.